Preparing stream. Here we go. And we're running. Okay. I am going to be in this stream. I am going to be. You probably cannot see it, but I am going to make 2D textures in Blender that. Let me just quickly. Well, Alt H. That's there. Hide that. Each of these, as they're called in Blender, empties, they make it so I could control and texture or these little sections of a puppet rig that originally was for Adobe Animate, but when I had the subscription, which was when I was in college, I I wasn't really wanting to do a learning curve in that program, and this was back when the Adobe Creative Cloud costs $30 per month. Now it's $60 last time I heard. And Adobe is basically also, last I heard about Adobe wanting to do something with Animate is shut it down. Well, in Blender, forever, that's an alarm for when I have work tonight. I just had it sitting there ready for me to turn off since I'm awake. But yeah. So I have these limbs already textured out using geometry nodes, but I have all this to to recreate using the node tree. And why I'm doing a node tree for this, I probably have to clean it up because, well, I'll talk about that later. But the reason why I'm using a node tree to procedurally generate the images is, well, in Adobe Animate, the original textures were vectors. That would, what a vector image is that that it's an image that is calculated based imagery. So I'm basically making a vector image using the nodes, but the reason why I'm recreating rather than using the textures that are already on the image there is because see that pixelating? That is at the highest pixel density image or how big that Adobe Animate is willing to export out of Animate. So, like, from a distance, it looks good, but up close, no. And raster is the pixelated images. Vectors are clean edged ones. So I'm going to, I have it organized like this. I'm definitely going to have to change the organization because the way I have it going is it's basically just going all connected. Like if one, well, reorganize it so that it the legs are all connected to its own. Oh, yeah, that can happen since Blender doesn't have a real or an easy just connect thing, but makes it so probably will have to redo all the connection strands. Yeah, let's just do it. So I'm deleting those. I have both masks and the color shapes. What the mask is essentially white is what's going to stay visible, black is what is getting deleted out, and that is going to the alpha channel on this node, the principal BSDF. But I'm going to delete these just because I need to organize. Seriously organize. Especially since I don't. But just so you know, I have this sitting up here because this is doing most of what I am having to do to be able to make those shapes. Okay, foot, alpha, mask, outline. Okay. Ooh, yeah. And I have the alpha set to 0.5 so that it's still, I can still see the stuff behind it. Mm, yeah, delete that as well. Okay. Foot. I'm just going to quickly that and hide these empties. And now I'm going to move that there. Leg. Move that there. The socket. Oops. And that. The crumpled leg. I had it named 45 shoulder. Hmm. So this is all this. I'm going to delete it. That. Okay, now I just add an. Which one? Wait, I'm going to do this foot. So copy. Shift D. Back. Deleted all the connections. Base color. And I'm going to add an empty. There. Probably going to have to add a couple more later on. Just because it's a complex shape and I have to basically get the general shape that I need. So just that. Empty object in the vector. And now I have a circle around there. Doop, doop, doop. and I do Control G. I just tend to like putting this part into its own node because look how much that is. That is just that piece. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to actually use it an alpha channel. That doesn't seem to change anything. Oh well. That's the reason why. Okay, I'm going to be mixing stuff. Okay. What I'm going to be doing is location, I am moving it over around. So 0.01 basically did nothing. 0.0, no, not 0.01, and not enough. 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.45. Okay, now I'm going to Z. 1, too much. 0.8. Yeah, I can easily do that. This to get, just because this is the first piece, I can get that. I'm actually going to rotate it just a bit. And it doesn't affect the changes because these numbers, they line up with the angle of the empty because I have it hit selected to object. So and this probably will be quite tedious. Nine. Nope. Wrong way. Is that? Okay, that looks good. Oops. Control Shift D makes it so I stay connected here. Okay. Negative 0.1. Wrong thing. This is probably boring, but It is basically what working on a project wrong direction can have for. Just a bunch of boring work. Okay, I think I can work with that. I'm just going to duplicate this and work with these. So mix. I am going to darken. Difference? No. Subtract? No. Yeah, sometimes the coloring setup, the mixing together can be weird like this. That I basically have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, that's what I was missing. So, lighten, nope, darken, there. I probably will need to just get rid of that slight edge piece. So, I am going to do 0.2, whoops, wrong way, 0.01, 0.1, too much, 0.05, 0.02, Shift D, do. Yeah, you could probably see just how much this is easily getting a lot of nodes. Oh, do. Oh, and I have this the color ramp just to what happened to it? What? I have no idea what happened there. Okay, let's do a Z adjust. 2.2. No. 3. No. Wait. Z. 0.3. 4. 3.5. 3.25. Eight 3. 2. 9.4. 9.38. 9.37. Not quite getting rid of that edge. Now x point 0 1 0. Okay, 0.03. What? 0.3. 0.04. 0.05. 0.06. 0.05. It is. Okay, have generally an okay shape for the foot. Okay. I'm just going to set the alpha on that to 0. Okay, now let's got that. Okay, this part I'm going to actually it's not quite a nice hoof shape. Or heck. There we go. Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah. Might put improvements on that later. But for the bottom of the foot, I would say tighter. Z. Negative 0.5? No. Negative 0.45? Too much. Negative 0.41. Negative 0.402. Now I'm going to get this nice curve of the hoof. Now this one I'm going to actually, I'll do the easier one and do that straight line. Okay, so that .001, 0.001, just to make it what? Negative 1. Infinite. 9. Negative 0.9. Not big enough. I need to basically make it this circle so big that the edges are basically flat. So negative 1. Negative 1. That might be a bit too big, but let's see. So 0.5. 5. Negative 0.5. Okay. You're hearing me click on my keyboard. Oh well. Negative 0.999. Negative 0.999. Okay, see? So big that it looks almost like a flat line. But now I need to figure out where is the perfect spot that is this section. It probably is a easier way than just plugging numbers in and seeing what I get. So 0.3, 0.3, 0.5, no, 0.4, wrong number, 0.04, 0.3, 0.4. Oh yeah, Pythagorean theorem. But that's not quite where I want it. I want this up there. So, negative 0.401. Too much. Oh, and it's in meters. I'm used to imperial, but I'm doing meters just because easier convergence between numbers or something. Well, I think the biggest reason is I didn't change it from imperial to make metric when I first started this. 0, 1. Almost. Not the right angle. So I need a lower number, so 0.2. Maybe 0.5. Too much. Negative 0.49. Negative 0.4. 0.43. 0.47. There we go, up there. Negative 455. Almost too much. Negative 458.5. Too much. 4, 3. Oh, actually, too much of the angle in the other direction. So it is going to be 0.25. 3. 0.35. Nope. So close. 3, 3, 5. Almost. I need to go farther. Okay, so 0.27. Let's try that. Negative 0.48. Four. No, I'm going the wrong direction. That's good. 4, 8. No, too high. Need to go higher. Need to go lower. Oh. No. Not going to work. 0.26. 4, 2. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be too surprised if the people that regularly or strive to make something new for whatever they are working in, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar to what I did. I'm doing because, like, uh, well, Corridor Crew, that YouTube channel, Nico, I believe that's what he's called. He said that he had to run thousands of iterational scans, you could say, or computer scans of an image of images to get a neural network to come up with a system that he would say is usable. Uh, and wouldn't be surprised if well, he had to do it a lot of times over and over and over. Just like me putting these numbers in an attempt to get what I want. Four, four, nope, too much. 42. 3, yeah. 301. Say 0.6. Yeah, I'm leaving it. Leaving that. Oh boy, I need to go farther. 0.252. Need to go further down, so 0.444. Too much. 0.443. Too little. 0.4435. 0.433. Too much. 0.432. That's not going to work. 1.43. 0.43. Whoa. 0.5. I am really trying to get this just right. 6. 7. 8. Wrong number. Hmm. 2. Wait. I'm going the wrong direction. Five. Point 256. Yeah, this is definitely a boring stream. 9. Ooh, how close? Not quite. 7. 8. Ooh. 9. Ooh, close. I need some more. Some more. I need to go a lower number, so 2 or 2, 8. Too high. 5. I just did that. Three, 4. I need to move. 9. I need a lower number. 8. F. Point 2.6. 2. Need to move. Leave that to 0. Okay. 6. 1. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to end the stream after, or finish the stream and then go read the Bible after just finishing this one leg part. 6. I by 5. 4. 2. 3. Man. Bum, bum, bum. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. One, 2. Ack. Just not quite. Mm-hmm. I've seven. That doesn't look quite right. 0.275. 0.41. It looks like a 2 space. So try 7. Boy. Ooh, so close, I am boing. Too much. 405. 04. Oops, I need to go up. Ooh, 7. Okay. 5. Too much. Try 4. Yeah. It's not the right angle. 0.3. 4. Hack. Yeah, that one selected. I'm right back to where I was a while ago. Boy, do doy, ba do 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 doy. Point. No, not negative. 0.31. 0.39. 0.38. No. 0.95. 392. 4. Ooh, how close? How close? Not quite. Ugh. But so close. Almost. Six, 7. Just 1. 1. 4. Mm. 4 or 5. I'm gonna say that's just close enough. Okay. There we go. Move that there. Let's see what this ends up with. X. Subtract. No. The other way around. Okay. Now I have just this little S shape. which will involve three shapes. This one, and this one, and this one. So I'm going to have to do those three separately to this lineup. Well, possibly I could make it two. But let's quickly put this back to usable levels, or easy to use levels. There. Key. Duplicate. And leave it there. But rotate it. Like that, I believe. Key. And let's do F2 just to rename this group and call it 45 hoof hoof with KLE ankle. That doesn't look right. EL. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. No. And just. Oh, no. Not yet. No, that's perfect. Almost. Negative 0.6. No. Negative 0.8. Key. There. Then. Control Shift D. Let's set it back to zeros. Five. No. Okay, that's a good shape. Or too big. Let's try 12. Do, 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 do. 2.5. Wrong direction. And now X. 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. 10. Z. 0.26. No. Height needs to go lower. 0.24. Uh, 1.5. Okay. Actually, I'm going to. Oops. Take this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now actually this needs to go early. duplicate, throw that there. Boy. Boy. I'm probably not going to even get to the outline section in this video, just because of how bothersome or difficult it is to get perfect shapes with this difficult shape. Probably should have done this for the introduction will stream for this. White, black. Okay. Rabbit. There. Okay. So I'm going to Control P. Now this is the parent of this foot. So I'm going to hide.